on the air today. I am here. My name is Asiel, and this is The Reel's Deal, a behind-the-scenes look into the industry. I am being joined today by the beautiful Miss Jess Finn. Everybody clap. Oh my goodness. Yay! Jess Finn.
Thank you for having me, everybody.
So Jess, please introduce yourself and tell our fans a little bit about yourself and what you do.
All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Jess Finn. I am a senior here at the university. I am the station manager of WNHU, which is where we are recording this lovely podcast today. So I'm a communications major with a concentration in film production and media entrepreneurship. I have a double minor in art and music, and I'm in the honors program.
That is super impressive, especially to, a young woman like me. I'm only a sophomore, if any of you aren't aware of that already. And Jess is actually one of the people that I look up to the most in this major.
My heart.
Honestly, other than the professors, I think that she's my number one person I want to be like. So
Stop, I'll cry right now.
No, honestly. So I brought you here today to ask you a few questions about, your experience in just the film world, the school, just everything like that. I wanted to ask you about being a female in the industry in general. Have you ever felt any sort of bias or any kind of just discrimination of any sort?
Oh my God, yeah. And it's not even intentional. It's just one of those things that it just kind of, me and Katie have had conversations prior about things that we've experienced that you wouldn't know unless you just lived it, and you wouldn't understand until you did. And so I think being a woman is one of those things where men don't realize what they're doing, and not in a stupid way or an ignorant way. It's just that they just don't understand that certain actions come across as could be, an attack against my femininity or my strength of being a woman in the industry. I see it a lot in the music industry as well. It has a lot to do with just the simple tasks of carrying equipment or setting something up that's technological. And it's one of those things where, I'll do that for you, or I can, and I know it's coming from a place of trying to help. And I know it's an innate thing of people just wanting to help, but it just comes across sometimes.
It's almost insulting.
It feels that way sometimes.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just want to be a girl and kick my feet up and not lift equipment. But I also want to, it's like when you're a toddler, not a toddler, but in elementary school and you need to carry all the chairs because you want to show that you're strong.
Yeah.
And I just think that's one of those things where I don't know for sure if that's something that men even think about, but that's something that was in my brain of I need to carry all the chairs.
Yeah.
And that applies here still of I feel like I need to prove myself just a little bit more because I'm a woman and because I have to prove that I can be here.
Yeah. Do you feel like you get that recognition now that you've worked so hard?
I do. I would like to think so. I bring up the music industry because I don't experience it here as much in the film industry, at our school specifically, just because everybody here is so great. And I would like to think that I did put the work in to get the recognition that I have. But it is one of those things where I just can't admit that I deserve the recognition. It's one of those.
Well, you definitely do. You 100% do. Especially because, I'm not sure if you've decided yet or not. You have two choices to make, and one of those choices is going to be on the West Coast. Yay! Hello. Does that scare you a little bit? Do you think that the industry will be different?
Oh my God, I'm terrified. It's one of those things where, I've grown up in, the East Coast style of living. I know the fast pace, the working super hard and inserting yourself in where you want to be. And all I've heard from the West Coast is they're super laid back and they're super, and I don't know if me inserting myself and me working with the same
work ethic,
that's it. I don't know if having that work ethic applies there and if that's what impresses people or if there's something else that I need to do now. It's not about working hard. I definitely do plan on doing that regardless.
Of course. But how people will perceive you.
It's just how I go about inserting myself is what I'm concerned about. And it's also one of those things where gender definitely plays a role more so in Hollywood, I believe.
Scarily so.
Yeah. And in that sense of the term, like I don't want to use what I have to an advantage of any, like
Yes.
those things, part of being a woman is your appearances, and I don't want to give into that just because I want to be successful. And I'm not that I'm scared I will, like I know I'm strong enough to not fall into that, but it's something that then the strong women that don't fall into that, they get hated on and they get attacked and they get scrutinized for the little things.
Blackballed, basically.
Like, and I'm thinking of like Sydney Sweeney. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think she's a great actress based off of what I've seen,
Yeah,
but
me as well. Immaculate, 0 stars.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But the fact that she's not scared to wear whatever she wants just
Yes.
because she has what she has, that's
It's
huge.
admirable.
But then it is, and it is one of those. It's just hard to gauge of people then think that she's using that for attention when it's really just her taking control of herself.
Let's travel back a little bit. You're still in school here. One question that I want to really know is how you want to end your time here at University of New Haven. I know that's a tough question for you, but I don't know if it's just because I'm Jess super fan, number one, but I want to know what's your legacy? What do you want to leave with this school?
I just hope that this is going to sound so conceited.
I doubt it.
No, it's going to. It's one of those things where I hope I'm not just another student. I hope it's not one of those things where I went through the program and yes, I was great while I was here and the professors, I had a great relationship with them, but I hope it's not one of those things where I leave and they're like, oh, I wonder how she's doing. No,
I feel you've made your mark.
I appreciate
really do.
that. And I mean, the professors have not given me any reason to think that we wouldn't still be in contact. They're amazing. But it's one of those things where I want to continue to make them proud outside of college. And I want them to want to be updated with I want to keep them involved because they got me to where I am.
Yeah.
And so honestly, the biggest thing for me is being remembered by my professors.
Yeah.
And I do think, and just by the group of students that we've had in this year, obviously future students are not going to have any idea who I am, but it just I would like to, just as I would remember my acquaintances and colleagues in college, I hope that I have that same impact on them. I just hope they remember me.
You want to be remembered, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I could tell you as somebody who's known you for, I want to say, oh my gosh, just a few months.
Just a few months. It's crazy.
Just a few months. I feel like I've known you for a lifetime. And I really do think that is the long-lasting effect that you have on people, period.
That just gave me chills.
Well, I'm being honest though. I really feel like you have that effect on people, and I feel like you'll continue to go through life having that effect on people, and you will not be forgotten at all. I could tell. I mean, I could only hope that I could amount to something as I sound like such a brown noser, but as someone as awesome as you and who has accomplished so much and who is so respected. I mean, everybody I talk to, they only have nice things to say about you. And I just can't believe, oh my God, it's so sad, but you're going to be gone. But you're going out with such a bang. And I'm so happy that you decided to do this podcast with me.
I was so honored when you asked me, because I remember there was a few weeks ago where we were just having our nightly long talks.
Yeah.
And you had said something about how you looked up to me, and I said, no, I look up to you too. And you were like, oh, that's funny. And I was like, no, because I don't think I ever fully explained, though, where you are now is I was so far behind at my sophomore year. And so I can only imagine what you're going to amount to in your senior year.
And that scares me. That scares me so much, just because I can't. This is just going back and forth. This is such a girl thing to do. No, you're prettier. No, you're prettier. But I literally cannot imagine being considered at your level. I don't know why. But I'm speaking about you like you're a god. And we're supposed to be ending this podcast. So, all right. I'm going to continue complimenting Jess off the podcast. However, thank you everybody for joining. This has been The Real Deal, a behind-the-scenes look into the industry. Thank you, Jess Finn, for joining us. We are off. Thank you, guys. Good night. This podcast is a part of the University of New Haven Welcome Project, a collection of stories about diversity, inclusion, and belonging.